You're welcome back to the AM Weekend Show. Right now, we are going to be reviewing our newspaper. We'll be taking a look at all that is happening on all our national dailies. And we'll begin with Vanguard. The Borders headline here says, 2 years of Tinubu's administration, we are hungrier, impoverished, says Nigerians. Reforms already yielding positive results, says the Presidency. Wow, what a contrast. Also on this paper, Naija flood. I lost 17 members of my household. Victim laments as death toll rises to 115. On health, 3 nights of poor sleep harmful to the heart health. This is credited to a study. Also on this paper, killer voodoo men on the prowl. Tension spreads. You find that on page 13. 2027, the question Governor Eno's sincerity addresses. We'll find that on page 5. Also on this paper, NIS hands over fleeing Enugu ritualist to Lagos police. And finally, why Nigerians are losing confidence in government, credited to Okwesilieze Nwodo.
And now to Saturday Tribune. Borders headline says federal government seizes Osun local government February, March, April allocations. State drags AGF Fagbemi to Supreme Court. INEC announces dates for Osun Ekiti governor polls. Police arrest 41 suspects over killing of DPO in Kano. We also have on this paper 115 killed by flood in Mokwa. And also, still on the paper, politicians uniting behind Tinubu ahead of 2027, a reminder of the days of Abacha. This is credited to Dele Farutimi. And lastly, on this paper, we have CASA bags IGP Egbetokun says
Smear campaign
won't stop police reform. You can find more of this on page 13.
All right, moving on to Saturday Times. The Borders headline here says, EFCC files fresh charges against Emefiele, accuses ex-CBN governor of stealing acquisition of 753 housing units. Also on this paper, prophecy fulfilled. Bright the seer prophesied Eza and his secret bunker. You find that on page 18. Insecurity, your report will embolden terrorists. Counter-Terrorism Center tells Amnesty International. Borno government to provide scholarship to children of 8 slain CJTF. Also on this paper, Reps investigates midnight conduct of Waske. Find that on page 9. FG mourns victims of Mokwa flood disaster, mobilizes relief efforts. INEC sets dates for Ekiti Osun Guba elections. 2 years anniversary, Tinubu's administration, a blessing to Nigeria, says APC. Finally on this paper, Ubasani to activists, defend democracy, keep politicians on toes. That's what we have on Saturday Times.
And straight to the Guardian. Borders headline says Nigeria's $200 billion revenue target from non-oil exports elusive amid high shipping costs, logistic hurdles. You can find this on page 8 and 9. And still on this paper, Biafra Day anniversary, market schools office shut down in Enugu, Imo as Ebonyi. President defies sit-at-home order. Federal government targets 90% energy cost savings for bus drivers with CNG vehicles. Smear campaign would stop police reform, says CASA. This on page 43. And we also have on this page, value addition crucial to Nigeria's raw material development. This is credited to Ike Monso, and that's the much we can take from this paper.
All right, moving on to Saturday Independent. Benue killings, governor seeks help. 2-year-old buried during Children's Day celebration, says villagers. Butchering in the States now a daily occurrence, says SAN. We're not doing badly in terms of security, says Ribadu. Also on this paper, perpetrators of insecurity are within our communities, not in the forest, says Governor Rada. Trump blasts China for violating trade agreements. Find out on page 17. Governor's daughter alleges mother was sacrificed, claims life threatened. She may have been coerced to make allegations, says social media commentators. Also on this paper, Akinwumi cites growing AFDB capital to $318 billion as his greatest achievement. Find that on page 31. Presidency accuses Atiku of hate, fallacies in criticism of Tinubu's administration. And also on this paper, from Screen Diva to Spectrum Advocate, Efe Irele's unscripted journey of grace and grit. Finally, on this paper, smear campaign won't stop police reforms. CASA stands with IGP Egbetokun.
And to Matrix newspaper this morning, Naija state flooding, the death toll expected to rise above 115. Riders say about 5,000 residents displaced, says Emergency Management Agency. Tinubu warns orders NEMA security agencies to intensify rescue efforts. And still on the paper, INEC sets date for 2026 Ekiti Osun governorship election. It is time to progressively move. Governor Eno drops fresh hints at defection. Taraba governor reveals sister was killed by police escort, not bandits. 15 foreign nationals jailed in Lagos for cyber terrorism, internet fraud. And on this paper, Lukman presents CAF African Footballer of the Year award to Tinubu. Late night exam saga, reps reject WAEC delegation reschedules meeting to Monday. Addiction to loan commitment, Presidency bombs Atiku, says ex-VP driven by animosity. And lastly on this paper, Tinubu Edun congratulates CD Oduta on election as AFDB's president.
Moving on to first news, Governor Eno's daughter, she says, they took my family, now they want me. I am not a sacrifice. Governor's daughter cries out, blames shadowy killers for mother, brother's death. On this paper, troops kill notorious terror leader Abu Fatima in Lake Chad raid. Southeast states observe IPOB sit at home, honor fallen Biafra heroes. Appeal court reinstates Kano LG polls, overturns Federal High Court's verdict. Late night exams, reps reject WAEC delegates, demand appearance of national office head. Also on this paper, dead bodies found in my house, planted by enemies, Enugu native doctor says. Death toll from Naija flood hits 115, more bodies feared trapped. Troops kill 60 Boko Haram terrorists in Borno airstrike. Finally on this paper, INEC announces dates for Ekiti Osun governorship polls. That's what we have on First News.
And straight to Weekend Trust, we have 2027 INEC withholds registration of new parties. And still on this paper, Governor Buni's second term in office, elevating service delivery across Yobe State. A snapshot of key projects and programs, as you can see on your screen. And that's the much we have on Weekend Trust.
Moving on to The Nation, which is like the final paper here. It says, how deadly flood killed 111 at Naija. Motorists stranded as bridge linking north-southwest collapses. Simon Ekpa, Finnish prosecutor seeks 6-year jail term for agitator. IPOB grounds Southeast again with sit-at-home protests. Record stock rally greets Tinubu first 2 years. That's the much we can take on this paper. And I think the one headline that has caught my attention is the difference between what Nigerians are saying concerning Tinubu's 2 years of presidency. The difference between what Nigerians are saying and what the presidency is saying. How do you feel about it?
Like I always say, I feel like I don't understand what these people think or who they think we are. Did they see us as children that they can just come up and say something and they expect us to believe it? Because all of us in this country, including them, know how everything is happening. They know that they are not actually doing much as they're supposed to do. They know people are suffering. It's very obvious. It's glaring. So coming up to say, I think those things are for the news, just for the papers, just like we've seen it on the papers. We know the real truth and we know what we are going through here in the country. So,
I mean, looking at Saturday Vanguard, let's have Saturday Vanguard on screen. Let's just, take a more critical look at that headline. It's the boldest headline there. It says, 2 years of Tinubu's administration. We are hungrier and impoverished, says Nigerians. And then the rider we're seeing here says, reforms already yielding positive results, says Presidency. So it's like our word against theirs. And I always ask, who exactly determines whether these reforms are yielding positive results? It's something that baffles me. If you're called to lead a particular group or a particular group of people, if you're called to do something for them, who determines whether that thing has been done? I have a need, Ogochukwu, and I meet you to say, please solve this problem for me. And then you do what you feel like doing. You do something. Who determines whether what you have done now actually solved the problem? Is it not me? I'm the one who has this problem. I'm the one to say, oh, you've solved the problem.
Or
no, you didn't solve it. Please do something else. It is not in your position now to say, I have solved the problem. You can say, yes, you've rendered help. You can say, yes, you did something about it. Yeah. That's if you actually did. If I look at that, I mean, that's if you did something. You can say, oh, this is what I did now. This, you can even be, this is what I did.
This is what I've done.
As far as that problem is concerned, I'm the one to say you solved it or you didn't solve it.
True.
But here, what we're seeing in Nigeria is the president does his thing and everybody says, I mean,
I've done the much I want to do. There's no
we that are being served, we say we are hungry. The president says you have eaten.
You've eaten.
You are even satisfied. In fact, you are eating now more than you've been eating before.
It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things, and it's tiring that we continue to rigmarole and continue to talk about the same thing every single day. We know that these things are not happening. But my question is, how do we make things better? Are there practical steps we can take? Because just like I said last week, I'm completely concerned of 2027 election. We know we are not excited about how Nigeria is, and we want something better for all of us. The citizens, everybody in the country wants something better. What can we do differently? Because I've seen we've tried most things that we can do, from protests to voting, and at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. It feels like we are powerless, we can't do anything. Are there things we can do as Nigerians, as citizens of Nigerians, that can position us or that can make us better and make us help this country get better? Because it feels like they have actually blocked every way we know that we can use, or things we do, they make it powerless. The power we think we have as citizens, they continue to make us powerless every single day. So we are just basically what they say, and we just follow, or we do what we want to do and they do what they want to do. So where are we going with this kind of structure? Where are we going with this kind of system where we just have to, every day we wake up, we are seeing one new thing, and we just like, when we read about this NEMA thing, 115 persons dying out because of flood, I just reasoned to myself, Nigeria does not have any natural disaster. So imagine if we have natural disaster here in the country. How are we supposed to handle it? That means we're not even going to be up to 100 million people. Because imagine flood. It's not even raining as much yet, and we're already losing over 115%. So what happens if we have natural disaster? Flood is something we've seen that happen from time to time here in Nigeria, and there are no measures put in place to make sure that next year we are ready for this flood.
I mean, every day we keep seeing the same thing happening, and nobody is saying anything about it. Nobody is making any plans.
What you hear from NEMA is, we are looking at it, maybe there will be flood this year. Go find yourself, help yourself. Are we supposed to help ourselves where people are displaced here and telling us, what are we supposed to do?
To do about it.
There's no measure in place. There are no measures in place. You just let people be on their own. Why? I'm just concerned. I'm just curious. I want to know why.
Now, talking about this help yourself narrative, because, as Nigerians now, most of the times when we start seeing these things, when we start reviewing the papers, we are just, of course, both of us, everybody, we're just tempted to think, are there things that we can at least do to help? And I think we're starting to slide into this help yourself thing so much that we are robbing it. It's almost like, how do I put it now? You're trying to help, and then it looks like you are intensifying the problem. The person who is supposed to do what they're supposed to do. You know how you help someone do something and the person who lifts their hand and say, we're not doing, in fact, we leave the whole work. And that's why this particular headline I saw yesterday from Ojis Okalu really, it threw me off entirely. He said, Nigerians are not used to working hard. But, of course, because of the season we're in now, they have now, where is it? I think I have it here. It says, President Tinubu has changed that. Nigerians were not used to working hard. So, President has helped us to change it. So people can just keep suffering and suffering
so
and suffering and suffering.
It's down to
at this point, I mean,
hard.
What has Nigerians not done to help ourselves? Most of us have double jobs, three jobs, four jobs. Young people.
People don't even have up to 3 hours of sleep every night. And at the end of the day, when you're done doing this job, you don't even see anything to hold on to. You make the money. When you enter into the market, it just feels like somebody robbed you. You understand? I don't know what they expect us to do, because just like you said, if you don't help yourself, what are you going to do? You make running a business in the country so difficult for people.
I mean, even people
you don't
who want to help
jobs,
themselves.
You make it so difficult.
The
for
condition
them.
is not even conducive.
Conducive.
Oh my God, I don't want to get into this.
Honestly
this
speaking,
right
I think this is one of the segments of the show I don't truly enjoy, because it makes
just changes your mood entirely.
Changes your mood. It makes you think about the whole thing. You know, the other day I was going through social media and I saw situations where someone said that when you leave Nigeria, you realize how back you've been, because backward things have been, because you see somebody that is at 27 years and he already has like 10 years of experience in work or business, because they have had the opportunity to work with good companies, but here you were done.
Your life
JAMB will stress you. You get admission. You start.
Please don't get me started on JAMB.
Will stress you more.
Don't get me started
then
on JAMB.
after that, you graduate. NYC will be another problem.
Oh my God! Is another problem. Hate to think about those processes I had to go through.
I was discussing with someone yesterday. He said he left her clearance and everything just to go and make money because of. They changed the system when she was in second year in school. They changed the system from pasting results on board to going to check it on website. So they started checking. When you check, you see that your results are very good. Now, when they got to final year, they were told to go, that they should go to, I've forgotten, a records or something to go and check their results on paper. They got there and many of them realized they had carryovers and missing scripts. But when you go to the website to check, your results are so good. You understand? So why are we doing this? Why every system in Nigeria just wants to frustrate you, just wants to throw you off, just wants to make you so, I don't know, it's actually a lot. It's quite a lot.
It's really disheartening.
I don't know where we can start.
It's disheartening. So I'm not going to be the one to tell you that President Tinubu did badly, or we can just clearly see that Nigerians are not having fun in Nigeria. We are not enjoying the way that things are. And to whom this may concern, please, it shouldn't be our word against theirs. It shouldn't be that the people are saying something else and then the leadership is saying something. Who are we kidding? Let's just come and face the reality of things. Things are not okay. And the earlier we started to fix that, the better. I think we're wrapping this segment up on that note, please. Up next on the AM Weekend Show is our trip around the region. After this short break, we'll be visiting. We'll start with Nsukka in Enugu State after this very short break. Don't go anywhere.